Welcome everybody to the Sub Home Show. Um, Today we're going to be doing a review about Avatar: Way of the Water. It will contain a lot of spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie yet, I advise you to come back, maybe watch later. But remember, like and subscribe to our channel. So first, I want to start by saying the movie is long as fuck. It's a really long movie. It's a great movie, by all means. I definitely, to be honest with you, I think it's better than the first one by far. But so, how I'm going to be grading this today is going to be this is how we're going to do it for a lot of the reviews and spoilers. I'm going to grade this movie on our suppo meter. So it goes from 1 to 5. 1 meaning bad, 5 meaning really good. Okay. So it's our scale, so I know a lot of people won't agree, a lot of it, but um, it's just this movie definitely could have shaved. You know how they say shaved in movies, like shaved a little bit off and stuff like that. Yeah, they should have sliced. Like great movie, but they could have cut out certain parts, and I'll go over certain stuff. I mean, I'm just going to give you a quick overview of my kind of spoil. There's going to be spoilers in there, but yeah. So basically, I want to start by saying like beautiful. The movie is absolutely beautiful, and if you don't see it in 3D, there's something wrong. Like I would literally just block off all the standard theaters, and we're not playing in standard. You have to see this either in IMAX or 3D. You really have to. It's visually amazing. Like there were certain parts when I was at that movie, like watching it, where I felt like I was literally on Pandora. Real James Cameron, he doesn't miss. He doesn't miss, and I will give him that. He does not miss. I mean, hmm, there has been some, but none that you can really think of off the top of your head. But so I'm going to go over certain characters in the movie too that stuck out to me. So I can't. I mean, it's a long movie. It's 3 hours and 20 minutes. It felt like I was on Pandora for three days, 20 hours. So I got to put my glasses on for this. So basically, if you've seen this one, you've obviously watched the first. So you know what Pandora is like and everything, and we're trying to mine it for. I always forget the metal of vibranium, altanium, terrarium. I don't know, whatever. So it seems like this time we're trying to colonize, like fully colonize. Which, if you want to be kind of what I would do if I was actually the human race, the smart thing would be, hey, how can we integrate into the Navi? Because obviously they can actually transfer a person's memories into the avatar. Okay, so by some anomaly, this has happened. So they did it with the colonel, and he's a douche. Oh my god, that guy's a douche. I don't understand. Like he is a notorious bad. He is your cliche bad guy. And if y'all all remember from the first, he had the scars going down the side or whatever. So that they've backed up his memories and put it into an avatar, and then he's still kicking. And there's this one part in this movie which really pisses me off that kind of will bring kind of the sub points down is because of something that happens. So I'm not going to give you the total movie. I'm just going to give you my my thing. So it start with like Jake Sully and Nitri or Nitri. Yeah. So it's so Jake basically died and then got reincarnated into the Avatar fully, and then so I don't know how long the humans were gone, but they pumped out a lot of kids, a lot. There's like 8 of them, and then they have the one adopted son, basically Spider, Spider Man, the Spider. One of them. Okay, so yeah, Spider. So I like the whole thing, but so they basically invade first into the woodlands, and then Jake. Sometime in this movie, I'm like, oh my gosh, get some balls, dude. But he says, yeah, we got to retreat so they don't mess with our forest people. We're gonna run because they're looking for Jake now. They're not looking for the medal. All of a sudden, it's for Jake. You know, so he's like, we're gonna retreat to kind of the Riverlands or the Waterlands, which at the beginning, this is how long this movie is. At the beginning, I was like, where is the water? Isn't this the way of the water? But they finally eventually get there, and then so then they're like, yeah, you got to learn our ways and everything like that. And I didn't even know that Kate Winslet was in this movie. Like Avatar puts literally James Cameron says, "Hey, you want to be in my movie?" And literally, it's so long that everybody has their own story. Like you learn every single character. He made sure of that, and it's insane how the way that I get it. And I was just complaining earlier about it being too long, but I get why this was. But for the next one, you can probably make them a little bit shorter because I believe he's doing five. So James Cameron's getting up there in age. I'm pretty sure somebody else is going to finish it off, and because yeah. So they get there with and they learn all the things, all the sons and everything like that, and then they meet a lot of and come to find out. So Sigourney Weaver is actually going to be the biggest character in this whole series. Now, in the first one, I know she died going into her avatar, but now she is kind of reincarnated through Kiri by the way of Nitri and Jake. So she's like the immaculate. She's basically like Neo. All right, she is the one. So her her character is really important. I know I'm missing a lot of characters. There's so many. There's so I'm just saying the ones that like stuck out to me definitely. And then the two, I don't know if he's Australian. Yeah, he might be Aussie, but the whole Aussie cliche. And by the way, I gotta say, the whale is one of the MVPs. The whale and probably I would say Carrie are the MVPs of this. And it's funny when you see the movie, you'll understand the whale, or whatever. But the whole whaling thing and like, what are we doing? What are we kind of doing here? So I know it's for the effects of the movie because it's way of the water. They're showing you the water, but from like natural standpoint or from like my standpoint, like why are we hunting whales? Are we supposed to be going after the Navi if I was like the humans? So here's a quick way for the humans just to not do this. Hey, make a peace bargain. Obviously, we can transfer our memories into avatars, right? So let us selected few of us come from Earth, which is a dying planet right now. Now this is way this is the way it would be if it was good. And hey, can we try and incorporate, learn your ways? We won't change your ways, but we'll teach you some of our ways a little bit. So try and incorporate. You'll have your side, we'll have that side, and there'll be no war. Got it. How do we know the Navi would even want to do that? So yeah, that kind of foils that. But we're stepping on their turf, so we got to be like, hey, we got to have some. Nope, nope, nope. We want to blow everything up. You know, it's the usual thing that humans do. So anyway, where was that? Okay, so the river people, they go there. Okay, yeah. So like the whole whaling thing too. I get it why they were doing it, but it kind of didn't. They could have cut a little bit of that, you know, and it was kind of funny in the end because the one there's two like I don't know if they're scientists or whatever, but yeah, they're both scientists. So one's I guess one's like the whaler or whatever. Yeah, he's a douche too. That guy. Uh like when he hit the one whale, I forget the name of that whale, but it's the main whale that they said basically bounced on the other whales during like some conflict, whatever. But you see why he bounced. But the other guy, I really liked him. That was super sarcastic. So you see the movie, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But right there. So basically the movie, I really, really, really liked it. It was a good movie. I mean, it's above average, and I'm going to give you the score in a second. But here's another thing too. So basically, we're going to go to. So Jake's always running. He finally steps up. I mean, he gets into a little confrontation with Quartz, and then Spider like rats him out. But the thing that really kind of messed me, I don't know if it was baiting the general in or the colonel in. I don't know if it was baiting him in, but when Nietri grabbed her adopted son, because there's a catch with that. So Spider is a human boy, and he runs. Can you get that man some clothes? He run around like Tarzan. I get it. He's trying to be like the indigenous people. Okay, but so he's the son of Quaritch and Sigourney Weaver's character from the first one. So I don't know how that happened because I thought the two of them hated each other. Maybe that's why they hated each other because they had that one night. You know, and get all the way to Pandora. Stuff happens, right? So he's the son of, and then come to find out, Kiri is kind of the reincarnation of Sigourney Weaver's character. So she came from Nietri, like I said earlier, and then Kiri. So which is it's kind of weird, but kind of cool actually. So, but anyway, so come to find out, I'm just gonna skip through it fast because I've been dragging this video on a little bit too much. I was supposed to give you a quick spoiler review, but so basically, Kiri and the whale are the MVPs, right? So Kiri can actually tap into the planet, so you know how they bond and everything like that. So she can actually tap into the planet and control the whole planet if she wanted to. So here's my thing. Next time the humans come and invade, right? This is how you do it. You tap into the planet and send everyone everything. I don't care if you have to put jet boost rockers, rockets. I'm sorry, rockets on the planet and just park that shit right in front of Earth. Like, what you gonna do? We're gonna invade you now. She can control a whole planet. That is insane. I mean, she had her seizure and everything. I don't want to spoil too much. So you see, she had, and they thought it was seizures, but it was a little bit too much information for her. So that's like insane. She can control a whole planet, man, if she wanted to. She may be Galactus, but I'm saying, literally, she could be like, bring everyone. They'd be like, who? Everyone, literally. So other than that, that's kind of my review. Short spoiler, kind of a little bit all over the place is okay. But there's so much in this movie. It's so long. You can't even put it in. You would have to do so many other reviews and spoilers to it. Uh, Visually amazing. You have to see this in 3D. Beautiful, well made. Dialogue, mm, that's why it's going to bring a couple points down. Dialogue, there's nothing really rememberable with the dialogue. It's all in kind of the presentation of the movie. The special effects speak for themselves in this movie, literally. Um, it just shows you how far we've come with filmmaking. And I don't know, even with the music, there wasn't even a lot of music. There was a lot of scenes where you're like, okay, I don't remember any of the music, to be honest with you, at all that much. I mean, I I, I think it was because I was so like mesmerized by the spectacle of it. But it's definitely worth seeing. I will say it's definitely better than the first one. I was not high on the first one. I was like, oh my gosh, what are we doing? And I watched it. I was like, oh, okay, Fern Gully. Everybody says Fern Gully, but this is a totally different extension of the story, and definitely if he's gonna do 5 films, he's gonna have to shorten these just a little bit. This was your long one. The first two were your long ones. You can definitely, if you're doing 5, you can spread it out pretty far. because so overall score out of this supplement meter, I would say it is a 4.5 off the supplement meter, just because a little bit of things that I just didn't agree with and everything like that. You know, a little pacing was an issue, but I mean that's a high score, so that should tell you something. All right, so thank you for watching my review. Thank you for being a member or now subscriber to the channel. So hit the like button, subscribe, and also hit us up on Twitter too. We'll be posting stuff on there a lot. We do have our Patreon, and a lot of stuff's up and coming. So, all right, you guys, what's up?